Hello, everyone, and welcome to this session. I will be starting in 1 minute. Thank you to everyone who have been punctual. They are my favorite people, so you are my favorite people. I'll start just in 1 minute. I want to give a minute to people to arrive, and then we will get started. And I'm recording this event because I always love to improve what I do. So I will be watching it and I will be improving the event. So that is why I'm recording it. Okay, only 30 seconds for the people to arrive and then we will get started. Wonderful. So let's do this. Welcome everyone to this session to master your life. As you can see here, this is called Life Mastery Movement. And whenever I go to events like this, I feel pretty nervous, both as a presenter and as an attendee. And I usually find that what really helps me is that I take a deep breath. I leave all my learning, my old wine, so to speak, behind the door. And I usually come with an open mind. And by the way, this event is going to be interactive. So I'm going to ask you to type into the chat. Sometimes I'll ask you to raise your virtual or real hands if you prefer to turn on your cameras, of course. And I want you to have fun because this 1 hour you have invested in yourself and your personal development. And I want you to have fun and to benefit from that. So let's start with some questions. How many of you are here to get to know what to do with this thing called life? You can type into the chat, it's me, I'm here to find the answer, or raise your virtual hand if that's what you prefer. That's you. Thank you, Heather. I have one response. That's a win. So how many of you are here to have some fun? Because I always say, oh, okay, not a problem. Okay, I get that. I always say if it's not fun, it's not worth doing it. So how many of you are here to have fun? Great. And how many of you are happy to take a deep breath together and come to this event with an open mind? Let's do that. So let's take a deep breath. Long exhale. Officially welcome to this event now. So I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited about this because education, learning, and personal development are highest on my values. And I hope that you will get the most out of today. And I want you to have your water, you have your pen and paper for today, because when you write, you tell your mind, hey, I'm doing something important, so you better be paying attention. Thank you, Massimo. I'm so happy you're here as well. So if anyone has been dragged to this event today, I promise you're going to get value out of this. If not, see me after the event or just message me and I'll refund you your time. I want to make a promise. You will not be the same person who tuned into this Zoom session today by the end of today, by the end of this 1 hour. I know that's a big promise, but let's see how I go. Alrighty, so you've come here to get the answer to the question, what should I do with my life, right? And the answer to the question is in these 4 photos. But before I tell you more, I have a burning question for you here. and let's test those pens and papers. The question is, if I had everything I needed, where would I be in 5 years from now? Or who would I become? I want to give you 1 minute to think about this. So the presupposition is you have everything you need in life. So where would you be in 5 years from now, or who would you become? I want to give you just 1 minute. Write down some notes because you are going to need it during the session today. And then I'll give you the answer. What should I do with my life? 1 minute. Go for it. Okay, press pause, hold on to your notes, and you can add to that after this event finishes today. But we wanted to have an approximate sketch of where you see yourself in 5 years from now, or who you would like to become. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you very much for sharing, Masame. And now back to the pictures. So the very first one here on the left is a salmon. So salmon are very famous for their life cycle. They are born in fresh water, and then when they grow up a little bit, they migrate to the ocean. And for that, they need to have a sense of purpose and destination. And when it's time for spawning, they find their way back to where they were born, to their birthplace. And in this process, they need to be adapting to different environments, and they need to overcome difficult obstacles. But because they have that sense of purpose within them, it's something instinctual, they are able to go to the ocean and come back to their birthplace. The second creature, which is going to help us to answer the question, what should I do with my life, is spider and their amazing webs that they create. So spiders, whenever they want to create a web, usually they have a very simple framework at the beginning, and then they add the strands, and then they have a look and they make changes depending on whether they can catch the prey or not. So starting simple, having a plan, and then adding the strands later. The third photo is the Japanese art of origami. And origami masters, what they do is they need to be very precise and they need to practice. How they start only with one piece of paper. It's a flat piece of paper. And then they need to follow step-by-step process to be able to create magnificent masterpieces. So something very simple, following a step-by-step plan and focusing as well as practicing. So that's also another part of the answer to what should I do with my life. And the last picture is the picture of an alchemist. So the alchemist's quest is very famous. So in the ancient times, what alchemists did was they were trying to change and turn the ordinary metal to gold usually. Usually they didn't get that, but what happened was they did experimentation, they had extensive knowledge, and on the way of trying to create that gold, trying to create something precious, a lot of scientific discoveries were actually created and invented as a result of that. And this alchemist is a symbol of evolving, changing, pivoting, and adapting. And you might also want to write this down, that the future belongs to the most adaptable, to the most flexible creatures and humans. And of course, theory of evolution has already proven that. So this slide with these images here give us a sketch of what we need to do or what we require to be able to answer the question, what should I do with my life? Keep that in mind, and then we will come back to it later. One more thing I want to share with you, and this is my hope for you. Whenever I go to a personal development event, it reminds me of this famous poem by Robert Frost. I really love the last two lines. I took the one, which means the road, less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. My hope for you, my friend, you've come to this session today, you're investing 1 hour of your time here. I wish for you to choose the road less traveled by. And my goal is, when you take your last breath, you say, and you will be able to say, I did all my best. I did all that I had in me. And when your life, all your life flashes, in front of your eyes, as they say, I haven't experienced it yet, you'll be able to say that. And my hope, as I said, is that you choose the road less traveled. So let's see what we have here in the chat. I would like to be happier than I am now and visit more places and countries. Sure, retire spending time with grandchildren, traveling, enjoy working up to the time I want to retire. Sure, read more books. I'd like to be retired or semi-retired, being as explored. Oh, wow. Amazing goals we've got in here. Yeah, that's a good starting point. Details can be added later. I love that. Just like the spider, having a sketch and then adding the intricacies. Wonderful. Now, before that, over the years, I've had the good fortune of working with more than 1,000 clients and students. And I have found that when someone asks, what should I do with my life? You're usually facing 3 problems. And I call them so this one stands for lack of clarity. Like, I have clients come to me and say, Ellie, I really don't know what to do with my life. I don't know what career I should choose. I'm in a job, but I don't think this is the one I really want to have for the rest of my life. So there is a lack of clarity, which leads to the question, what should I do with my life? The second one is lack of support. This is very common. I have experienced it in my life, and to some extent from time to time I experience it. When people move higher in levels of awareness and their knowledge, not everyone understands them. Not everyone speaks their language, and they start to become lonely. They feel like they are an outsider and they are not having this sense of belonging to a group. So lack of support is another problem that might lead to someone saying, I don't know what to do with my life. People just don't understand me. And the last one is lack of a roadmap. It means that there might be some sort of a vision, like this is what I want to do. I want to retire, I want to travel, I want to be an author, but you don't have a step-by-step roadmap and path to know what you need to do, which can lead to confusion. So what does this mean for you? It means that if you're not sure about your vision, or if you do not have the support, the mastermind group around you to understand you, speak your language, and you don't have a step-by-step path to realize your goals and to realize your dreams, you might be asking yourself, what should I do with my life? So these are the three main problems I have seen working with clients and researching human potential for around 12 years now. So these are here on this slide, and we have them here on the board as well. Now, whenever clients come to me, I ask them and I request them, when you want to work with someone, no matter what you're going together, ask them why they're doing this. And now in this section of this presentation, I want to tell you why I do what I do. So if you haven't met me before, I'm Dr. Elinik. I have a PhD in education, and I have been working with clients in the field of education and coaching for around 2 decades now. And I have found that this path is really speaking to my heart, and now I want to tell you my story. So if you were with me in 2014, you would have found yourself in a reasonable apartment in Iran. My flat on the first floor felt stifling. Puffy eyes and wet pillows were my constant companions. I felt suffocated each day, and even the thought of returning home was really hard on me. I was under the societal expectations, I was in an unhappy marriage, that I couldn't come out of that. I kept asking myself, what should I do with my life? Until one day, I changed my belief. I told myself, look, Ellie, you are not this shy girl who cannot do anything. You're a strong bird who trusts its strong wings no matter what happens to the branches of the tree. And that has made all the difference. That was the beginning. Then came a message which really resonated with me, and it was, let your smile change the world, but don't let the world change your smile. And I knew that my ticket to freedom was education. As I told you, education is highest in my values. What I did was I started looking for scholarships all over the world. What I got was rejection after rejection. But I had one vision for myself. Each night before going to bed, I saw myself sitting at the airplane, at the window seat. I have no scarf, I have a big smile, and I say, I made it. Just like the salmon, I had a vision. My vision was coming out of that marriage, coming out of that country, and starting a new life. What I did was I stayed true to that vision, and I had a small sketch. I added the intricacies, and on a Monday in May 2015, I received that email. Congratulations, you have won a UIPA scholarship at the University of New South Wales, Sydney. All my prayers were answered. So I came to this country, to Australia, with 2 suitcases only. To provide the money to buy the tickets and my student insurance, I had to spend all the money I had. I had to sell all the gold I had. And I came here with 2 suitcases only. If I go back 1,000 times, I would make the same decisions, because I know we cannot change our life in one night, but we can change the direction overnight. And that was the change of direction for me. That's why this is my strongest why. I want everyone, anyone who wants to work with me, to move over their limitations, to believe in their potential, to learn the skills, to have a vision, then with a simple sketch just like the spider to start, and then add the intricacies and become origami masters, and of course become the alchemists of your life. And with that, I would love to share my vision and mission with you. My vision is to provide basic education to children worldwide. Why? Because education empowers. I have saved my life through education, and any revenue I have, a percentage of that goes to provide education to kids all over the world, especially girls in Iran, because I know what's happening there. And how do I do that? I empower dreamers like you. I help people to master their lives and become origami masters and alchemists in their life. So this is my why. This is why I wake up every day. And this is the reason I'm having this session. We're having this conversation. And this is the reason I do what I do. And I love what I do. So next time you want to work with someone, ask them, why do you do what you do? Now, let's see. Why are you here? Tell me in the chat. What brings you here? What question brings you here? Juggling responsibility and your dreams. Look about what I really am after. Okay, clarity. Clarity is key. But the thing is, you need to start from somewhere. And as you walk on the path shows itself to you. Not a problem. Oh, okay. All right. All good. I want to tell you why Life Mastery Movement was born. I have been doing one-on-one coaching and I've been working with clients, and the feedback I was receiving was, Ellie, we want to have a repository of the files that we can have access to, and we can do some sort of flexible learning, which means we can listen to them, play them, replay them, and just learn them at a deeper level. Secondly, we want to have access to you to Q&A sessions so that we can ask our questions. And plus, because of this lack of support, we want to belong to a community of like-minded people so that we can feel we are supported, we can feel that we are on a similar journey, that we are all moving towards a vision which is meaningful to us, and just have a deeper conversation, not just everyday discussion. So out of this was born Life Mastery Movement that I would love to share the image of this pyramid with you, which reminds me of Maslow's pyramid. So just like that, it stands for life. We are going to talk about life. L stands for learn. So what happens in Life Mastery Movement? You understand and clarify what it is you want with questions similar to what we had at the beginning of this session. If I had all I needed, what would I do with my life? Or who would I become? And then I stands for initiate. We start planning and implementing, just like the spider, having a sketch, and then we can add the intricacies and the strands later, or probably the creases, just like the origami masters. F in life stands for focus. So you need to be able to remove the blocks so that you can focus. For example, you need to be learning about Parkinson's law. You need to be able to deal with recurring negative, disempowering thoughts. You need to be able to cultivate habits that support you on the way of the version and the journey that you are becoming. So in this phase, we remove all the blocks so that you can focus on that vision that you have. E stands for evolve. Also, it's the title of my book, which was recently published. Just like the alchemist, we need to try things and then adapt and then pivot and then change. Because once you start walking on the journey of moving toward your goals, whatever it is for you, you are becoming a different person. And as you're becoming a different person, you feel like you need to adapt, you need to change. And as you know, change is the only constant in life. So life is an acronym here, stands for learning, initiating, focusing, and evolving. And that's what happens in life mastery movement. I have broken down each section here for you, but I don't think we have time for that here in this 1 hour. So I'm going to talk to you about one of the most intelligent people who has ever walked on planet Earth, Albert Einstein. And I'm sure you have seen this formula, E equals mc squared. So one way of responding to the question, what should I do with my life? I talked about the salmon. You need to have a compass, a GPS, because when you get into the car, you want to go somewhere new. If you don't key in where you're going, the car wouldn't take you anywhere, right? So you need to have an approximate vision. Then you start sketching, adding layers, adapting, changing, moving towards becoming the origami master, becoming the alchemist. Another way of answering the question, what should I do with my life, is in this formula. E stands for excellence. What do I mean by excellence? All of us have an ideal version of us somewhere in the future that we haven't realized yet, but we are moving towards. We want to be that version. We want to move towards that excellence. So if I want to show you visually, if this is someone asking, what should I do with my life? They are on the journey of moving towards this happier version, which is the realized ideal version, and they're on the way of achieving excellence, because in life there is no destination, it's all the journey. What does M stand for? M stands for mindset. What is mindset? Mindset is the pair of glasses each person wears to look at the events in their life, to interpret them, to give them meaning, either empowering or disempowering. This is a multiplication, right? No matter what happens to this C, which I'm going to talk about, if this mindset is disempowering, the result, it's going to be negative, which means you will not be on the journey of excellence. So if you're always asking, why is this happening to me? Why me? What should I do with this? This is disempowering kind of asking questions or question sets. However, if you have an empowering mindset that you ask questions like, how can I deal with this? What is the solution? How could I do it better? The quality of your questions determine the quality of your life. What do you think C is? Any guesses? What is the most powerful force in the universe? Who knows? Commitment? Yeah. Could be commitment. According to Einstein, the most powerful force in the universe is compound interest. What is compound interest? Compound interest is Persistent, incremental, constant progress over a long period of time. What does it mean? It means you have an approximate vision. You start taking gradual baby steps towards it. What do you do on the journey? You adapt, you pivot, you need to be committed. You need to be constant. You need to be showing up every day. Recently, we had the Olympic Games. Do you think the Olympians every day, they say, oh yes, I want to go to the gym every day at 5 a.m.? No. They are relying on compound interest. They are being consistent. They are being committed. So anyone who wants to move towards excellence, who have an approximate vision of who they would like to become if they had all they needed, what they need is an empowering mindset, and they need to rely on compound interest. What does it mean? Again, going to the salmon, you need to have a sense of purpose, where you're moving. Then you need to start small, add the layers, become masters, and on the way, you really enjoy becoming the person you are becoming. It's not getting to the destination. Let me tell you the psychological meaning of happiness. Psychological meaning of happiness is when you have defined a meaningful goal for yourself in the future and you're on the journey of realizing that goal, that's when you feel happiness and fulfillment. This is the psychological definition of happiness. And when you're moving towards your excellence with an empowering mindset, based on your efforts, your consistency, your commitment, you're showing up every day, that's when you feel happiness, because it's meaningful to you, because it's the vision that you want to realize. It's your goal. It's meaningful to you. So every day you will be waking up looking forward to doing the things that you're going to do. Not that it's that rosy, but it's better than a goal that you have not actually defined for yourself. So here is the summary of our dear friend Albert Einstein about E equals mc squared, and of course the definition of compound interest. Do we have any questions so far? Such a quiet meeting. I want to give you an example about this excellence related to this event. 25 people got the tickets for today, and I have only 4 people. So I'm going to definitely use my reframing technique that I talk a lot about with my clients. Oh, thank you, Masume. But in the very first instant, it wasn't interesting at all. However, I've been working on my mind for a long time, and I will definitely use my reframing technique to see what this percentage of showing up actually means to me, or what's the lesson I need to learn from that. I will work on that after this event. Wonderful. So let's have a review. What have we learned so far? We have learned about 3 main problems that people asking, what should I do with my life, looking for certainty, are facing. We talked about the journey of a salmon, how a spider creates a web, about origami and becoming an alchemist, that we are all on the journey of becoming our own alchemist. And we are becoming the version of excellence that we have envisioned for ourselves in the future. And of course, you learned about the formula to excellence, or to formula to success, if you like it. And now I want to talk about some mental blocks. When people want to make important decisions, there are usually 4 mental blocks that they experience. I call it math. Again, that's an acronym. Maybe I use a different paper for that. M stands for money. They usually say, oh, it's expensive, I cannot afford it. And I usually say, if the price of winning is so high, wait until you get the bill for regret. And my clients working with me, they know that I offer them crazy affordable prices. And the reason for that is, as I said, education comes high on my values. And out of those 25 people, only 5 people have showed up, which means you are action takers and you're committed to your excellence that I talked about. The second one is assumptions. Remember, I told you, leave all your learning, your old wine behind the door and come to this event. Because assumptions are, oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. And I would love to share some testimonials from my clients with you. These are, by the way, on Google reviews. So working with Ellie has been life-changing. I wish I had started earlier. Ellie's coaching provides valuable insights, and my sessions with Dr. Ellie Nick have been truly eye-opening. So it works for everyone from any culture, any background, any language background. These are all scientific, by the way. What about T? My favorite. Time. When you're ready to make a change, one mental block is that I have time. I'll do it later. And I want to prove mathematically to you that no, you don't have time. If you have an average lifespan, and if you are lucky, you have only 4,000 weeks in your life. Depending on how old you are, just do the mathematics and see how many weeks are left. And this is provided you have an average lifespan and you are lucky. So no, time is running out. And H, it's hard. Of course it's not hard. It's going to be easy, step by step. You will have lifetime access to the audio files, and you will have live Q&As that you can come and ask your questions, and you will have a mastermind that you can work with. So I really wanted to talk about these mental blocks before talking more about life mastery movement. And I'm going to be upfront. If you watch the video on Eventbrite page, I said that this life mastery movement is not for everyone. So this is not for you if you're not ready to invest in your future, or you're not ready for change and you want to stay stuck in life. So if that's your choice, this is not for you. However, if you're ready to master your life, you happily invest in your personal development, and you love to say, I did it, I did my best, when you take your last breath, life mastery movement is for you. And I hear you say, so what does it include? In life mastery movement, you will have a clear path. What do I mean by a clear path? You will get a step-by-step audio guide starting from your vision, then planning, implementing, and evolving all the audio files. You will get them in a drip style. You will get ready-made templates that you can use for life, for any goals you want to achieve. And of course, bonus materials based on the Q&As that we have and anything that you request. The second thing that you get in Life Mastery Movement are the masterminds. Why masterminds? Because the feedback says, I have lack of support. Monthly Q&As on Zoom, you will get peer support, you will be added to a group, you will be working together, and of course networking opportunities. I don't know if you have heard or not, each person knows at least 250 people. And imagine, minimum there are 10 people in the group. You will get to know minimum 2,500 new people. So that's a lot. And of course, you'll have access to expert guidance. You'll be working with me. I'm a published author. I am a PhD in education. And of course, I've worked with more than 1,000 clients who who are already living their dreams all over the world. And lifetime access to the audio files, to the templates, and flexible learning. This is a snapshot of what you will have in Life Mastery Movement. This is one of my favorite sayings. The best time to master your life was yesterday. The next best time, or the second best time, is right now. However, as I said, this is not for everyone, and I totally understand that. So what I have done is I want to give you an opportunity to apply for this program. And for that, I'm going to share the link with you in the chat. Copy and paste. So what happens is you fill out the form, which means you're applying to be a part of this program. I will call you, we will have a chat, and if you're a right fit, you're more than welcome to apply. If not, life continues. You have learned a lot today, you've got value out of this, and as I said, life goes on. I only want to work with the people who want to work with me. And that's the Google form. So what you need to do is to click on that, answer the questions, and I will get back to you to have a chat and see if you are the right people. So while you're doing that, I want to tell you a limited bonus I want to give you. So the first 5 people who decide to sign up for this Life Mastery Movement program, you will enter a draw to get a signed copy of my book. If you're in Sydney, I'll see you in person. I'll give you the book. If you're somewhere else, I'm more than happy to mail it out to you. So only first 5 people you will enter a draw. And while you are completing that form, I want to read some frequently asked questions. Then you can ask your questions. So how many spots do you have available? Well, very limited spots because this is going to be a very special program. So just fill out the form and I'll get back to you. Are there any bonuses? So this is one of the bonuses, as I said, a signed copy of my book. And then I love surprising my clients. And by signing up, you'll just sign up also for being surprised. And then what do I do now? Just fill out the form. It is a sign that you're applying to be a part of Life Mastery Movement. And then I will get back to you. I want to tell you, winners do not wait. Life only and only rewards action takers. Knowledge is a potential life changer. You need to take action to be able to change your life. And at the end of the day, I cannot make any decisions for you. You are the one to make decisions for yourself. And with that, I would love to open to the Q&A.